she's taller than me relationship, and her and I just got in just these insane fights where, you know, of course we're like knocking people's teeth out, and we work murders that, you know, all these just really crazy stuff. Yeah.
So
but to end off your story, but
the
tasing in the vagina story, since I brought it up, and I have to give you context, there was a group home, and a woman had locked herself in the bathroom of this group home. And so this woman would probably have been, you know, in her 30s, 25, 30 years old, you know, so kind of like a rehab kind of situation. And so I go, and I don't take any backup with me because it's a girl locked in a bathroom. Who cares?
Yeah.
And so I get there and I knock on the door, you know. I'm like, it's a group home, so there's no weapons or anything in there, probably.
Yeah.
And so, you know, I knock on the door and I was like, hey, Sally, this is Eric. What's going on in the bathroom? What you doing in there? And she's like, are you a cop? And I was like, do I sound like a cop?
Do I sound like a cop?
And she's like, you sound like a real you know, she uses the F word on me. You know what I mean?
Oh, no.
And she used the F word on me. And I'm like, ooh, you know. Because believe it or not, cops have souls, right?
Like one of those
we hear
situations.
those words, we're like, oh, gosh.
Yeah.
So she calls me the F word. And I'm like, wow.
That reaction's perfect, actually. Like, oh, she sounds unhappy.
Yeah. I was like, oh, okay. And I was like, well, I am a cop, but I'm a crisis intervention cop, which is like something I basically made up. Like, we all do crisis intervention.
I just made that up.
But like, it's not really a thing.
That's
so I was
funny.
like, yeah, I'm a crisis intervention cop, you know. And she was like, okay. And I was like, well, you're not in there trying to like hurt yourself, are you? And she's like, maybe I am, maybe I'm not. I was like, well, don't say that. And she's like, why not? I was like, well, I'll have to kick that door down and save you. And she's like, I don't know why you would kick the door down. It's unlocked. And I was like, so I reach out and it is indeed unlocked.
And it is indeed unlocked.
And I'm like, oh, that's it. I was like, oh, okay. And I was like, well, do you mind if I open the door? And she goes, you just said you were going to kick the door in. So I'm guessing if you're allowed to kick the door in, you're allowed to just open it. And I do like,
like, she is sassy. She is just sassing you.
It sucks. So I'm like, all right, do you have any weapons? She's like, maybe I do, maybe I don't. So I'm like, all right, well, I don't know what's going to happen here. So what I do is I draw my taser with my left hand. So I'm never going to accidentally shoot somebody with my taser, which can happen. And I know in the military, that's a whole nother podcast for another time. It can happen. When your brain is thinking faster than you can move and you think you have your taser in your hand and you're yelling taser and it's actually your gun.
That's a problem. I've seen the videos.
It happens. Yeah. It shouldn't happen, but like it can happen. And I'm paranoid that it's happening because I've seen it happen to actually good people.
Yeah. Where they pull their gun thinking it's their taser and they shoot somebody.
The way it usually works is you pull your taser and then it escalates. So they pull their gun and then it de-escalates and they pull their taser and then it de-escalates and they pull their gun and then they de-escalates again and they forgot which one's in their head because they're so hyper-focused.
Because they're going back and forth too much.
And they forget which one's which. But anyway, another podcast another time. So in order to do that, I never let my taser go into my gun hand ever. So I qualify. I do everything with it in my left hand. So I know if it's in my left hand, unless I've been shot in my right hand,